Ladies and gentlemen, it would be hilarious if it wasn't so sad. And what I'm talking about is the reception of the Dodge Daytona EV. Dodge's attempt at an electric muscle car. Now, I'm sure you've heard rumors that that car has been canceled by Dodge and that it won't be coming back for 2026. I've been looking all over the internet and I can't find anything that confirms that, but there are some startling sales statistics that support that idea that I will talk about just a little bit later on. But I want to talk about why it's so sad. It's because tons of people spent tons of their life and Dodge spent tons of their money, and I do want to see them succeed in developing this thing. I can tell you that the time frame to develop a new car is 3 to 7 years. So a mainstream vehicle, say, your run-of-the-mill Toyota Corolla, can take about 3 to 5 years, whereas a luxury or electric vehicle can take up to 6 years. And then you get beyond that with, extra special bespoke chassis for specific vehicles that can take 6 years or more. Now, the cost is staggering. The range is $300 million to $1 billion in research and development and marketing, compliance, licensing, manufacturing setup, distribution, and logistics. These are staggering numbers. And Dodge, for some reason or another, decided to put this into the new Dodge Daytona EV, even though every petrol head and car enthusiast could tell you that, hey, we don't want that. And I have a couple of thoughts on electric vehicles. It's not your run-of-the-mill thoughts, but I've got a perspective that I would share. But first, let me get into this article, and I am going to take a look at autoblog.com. Muscle car fans stick with what they know. Slightly condescending. It kind of sticks with what it kind of smacks of, oh, they're afraid of the future, or they're afraid of whatever, or they stick to what, no, they stick to what they like. There's such a huge difference in wording there. Like, sticking to what you know means that we're ignorant of electric vehicles. No, quite the contrary. I think a lot of people are quite aware of the limitations, both emotional limitations, like there's no sound, and as well as practical limitations in charging, and especially with a sports-oriented car. The performance, yes, they are quick, but they don't last very long. So I'm going to read directly from this article for just a second. Dodge's effort to steer its muscle car legacy into the electric age, and this is not the electric age, by the way, it's just 2025, and people still have the choice of what they prefer, and they did kind of tell Dodge what they preferred anyway. Dodge's effort to steer its muscle car legacy into the electric age is off to a rocky start. Despite the fanfare around the all-new electric Charger Daytona, I'm not sure about fanfare. I saw the thing at a car show. I showed you footage before. That was not fanfare. That was like nap time. Nobody was interested in this electric Dodge Charger. Anyway, where was I? Despite the fanfare around the new electric Charger Daytona, more buyers chose the outgoing gas-powered models, vehicles that have been out of production since late 2023. In Q1 2025, Dodge sold 1,947 units of the Charger Daytona EV, but sold 1,052 internal combustion Chargers and 922 Challengers during the same period. And if you're not good at math, like I'm not, they pointed out in this article here that is a combined 1,974 old school muscle cars as compared to 1,000 $947. So people are willing to buy something that's not even produced anymore over a new Dodge Daytona, muscle car. I don't think that Dodge really needed to do a study to find out if their electric experiment would pay off or not. All they had to do was listen to customers. And guess what? Ford listened to customers. Toyota listened to customers, and they are knocking it out of the park with their sports and muscle car offerings. Dodge, for some reason or another, could be politics, could be they couldn't afford the unfair fines that the government is putting out against manufacturers that still give their customers the right to choose what they buy. Maybe they couldn't stomach those fines, but for some reason or another, they decided to go ahead anyway with the electric Dodge Charger, and here we stand. And that kind of gets into my final thought on the matter, and that is this. I'm not convinced that people really want electric cars. I'm convinced they want Teslas, and that is just fine. Yeah, are there some people that really do want them? Yeah, of course. People, there are many different opinions out there, and I'm not slamming anybody for wanting an electric vehicle. It's not what I would want. For me, me, the simpler the vehicle, the better. I don't even want heated seats anymore. I don't even want, the signals on the side view mirrors anymore. But that's just me. Other people want it. And I think that electric vehicles should be available to the public, but they should be available to the public in direct proportion to what the public demands. That is just simple bidnass. Speaking of bidnass, I am going to be shooting a lot more car shows. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do the same style as the Connor's car show. Do me a favor, take a look at that video versus some of my other car show videos and let me know what you prefer in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to do both styles. I like the really stylized car show videos, and I also like the ones where I'm just kind of walking around and letting you, the viewer, see what I see in a very casual manner, as if you yourself are walking through the car show. Anyway, that's that. I cannot confirm that the Dodge Daytona EV is canceled, but if it isn't, they should. All right. This has been the Petrolist. I have been Dalton, and you have been great. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.